It's odd when looking over the Kingdom Hearts series and the fan base how the fans react so anti-Terra. I mean, yes, he may not be the smartest person in the world, but Riku does something just as bad, if not worse, in Kingdom Hearts 1. And he's loved and adored now. So let's compare. Riku gets exposed to darkness on Destiny Island and almost instantly fell to it. Got scared and fought for a little while, but then was manipulated by Maleficent, who brought out the darkness. He constantly made use of it, so much so that Maleficent even wanted him to be using it less. Then, when beaten by Sora, jumped even further into the darkness when Ansem spoke to him. Only when Ansem was going to attack Kairi did Riku fight back, forcing himself out into another form. Since then, to pretty much the end of Dream Drop Distance, he's been fighting his darkness in multiple forms. Terra. He trained with a master and his friends to defeat the darkness, not allowing it into your heart because it's a big bad thing that shouldn't exist. So when he reacts in darkness when battling Aqua, that shocks him. The thing he's been training to beat is the reason he fails his exam. His master or father berates the fact that he couldn't control the darkness, keep it in check. Then, when given a logical answer to his problems by Xehanort, darkness will always exist alongside light. Nothing you would do will ever change that, so make use of it. But then Maleficent again uses Terra to take Aurora's heart, similar to Riku attacking Pinocchio and going after the other princesses. Something he wouldn't normally do, but because Maleficent uses the darkness, he does. Riku keeps walking into darkness. Terra doubts himself and tries to make up for the hurt he's caused. He helps Cinderella, he tries to help Snow White, and then when he meets his friends he's greeted with suspicion.
I'm not so sure. I've been to the same worlds as you, and I've seen what you've done. You shouldn't put yourself so close to the darkness.
But what did he do? Get controlled by Maleficent? While that conversation happens, Aqua says,
Terra would never do that. You know that as well as I do.
so defends him but suspects him of doing something wrong. He didn't do anything wrong anywhere else. Before or after that point, ignoring fighting against Peter, but then he ran into a guy saying his things are being stolen, so you might just assume he's a good guy. I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, right? But after a fight he realises he's in the wrong and leaves. He heads home after being warned about Ven and sees his master about to attack his best friend, so does what any friend would do and defends him, making use of the darkness because he lacks the skill to outfight his master normally. He wins and the darkness fades away, so he realises again that he's done wrong, and like Ericus says,
No, you were right. I failed you, Terra. Perhaps I've no one to blame but myself for the darkness inside you. And now, I've done worse. Raised my keyblade against you and Ventus. My own heart is darkness.
Xehanort pushes him again further down the road to darkness by killing his master and threatening his friends. So the big fight happens, and no matter what he tries, he cannot fight Venedus and Xehanort, so believing at this point his friends are in serious danger, dying or dead, so lets the darkness in to completely try and save them or avenge them. And again, he wins, then realising what Xehanort is trying to do, puts his armour on, doing exactly what Riku did, dividing his body from his heart. But he divided his will from his body and his heart. His will sits waiting because it can do nothing else. His heart sits in darkness until Aqua calls, and again he fights, and fights hard enough to damage Xehanort's memories. Then, even shown in 0.2, when his mind travels through the darkness to find Aqua and Xehanort follows, he fights again. True, he may not be strong enough to fight out like Riku did. True, he may not be strong enough to get out, but Riku was fighting Ansem, the Heartless remaining after Xehanort fell, turning himself into a Heartless, where Terra was fighting the pure and true Xehanort, who expects him to win. People say that he is weak, sitting in the darkness waiting to be rescued, but I argue that he is the strongest, to be there still in Xehanort's darkness for more than 10 years and still fighting.